Hello. Thank you for joining us for 2 Minutes for Glory. It is cold today. I have been cold all morning ever since we fed the goats. Our children are out of school because the roads are icy, and I'm sure my wife is suspicious that I'm over here relaxing in the quiet, peaceful church building while our children are at our home wreaking havoc. Our world is cold too. Our world is disturbingly cold. Our country is disturbingly cold, not just physically, but spiritually and emotionally. Jesus talked about another time for him that was coming in the future that it would be very cold. Rome was going to persecute Jewish people. General Titus was going to march into Jerusalem and destroy the temple. In verse 9 of Matthew chapter 24, then they will deliver you into tribulation and will kill you, and you will be hated by all the nations because of my name. At that time, many people will fall away and betray one another and hate one another. Many false prophets will rise and will mislead many. Because of lawlessness is increased, most people's love will grow cold. But the one who endures to the end, he will be saved. The gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in the whole world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come. Jesus was preparing the apostles. He had told them the temple would be destroyed, and they asked him when that would happen, and he was getting ready to tell them. But he was talking about a tribulation. He identifies this tribulation as an increase of lawlessness. I definitely think we have an increase in lawlessness in our world. Verse 12, it says, because lawlessness is increased, most people's love will grow cold. And that's what we seem to be going on right now, that our world has become cold. But he tells us that the one who endures to the end will be saved. And then he talks about the gospel. This gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in the whole world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come. You know, we have a time of lawlessness right now. We have a time where people's hearts have grown cold. We have a time where people have fallen away. It says in verse 10, at that time many will fall away and will betray one another and hate one another. We have a time of hate. What I want us to understand is we don't have to hate one another. We don't have to have our love in our heart grow cold. What it tells us here is to preach the gospel. And the gospel is the answer to so many ills that we have in our society, in our country, in our world. The gospel is the good news that God loved us so much that part of himself became incarnate in the world, and that because of Jesus Christ, we can have everlasting life. Because of Jesus Christ, our regrets and our sins can be washed away. I want you to understand that there is a love in Jesus Christ that can save us, save our society, save our world. We don't have to grow cold. We don't have to be given to lawlessness. I want us to endure to the end. And that's what verse 13 tells us. But the one who endures to the end, he will be saved. It is a cold day outside in more ways than one. But I want you to enjoy the warm hearts. I'm going to go across the street and spend time with my lovely wife and family and kids. But I want us to make the world warmer. And the only way we can make the world warmer is through spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. And one day, there will be an end, and this world will be destroyed, and we'll have a resurrected life without pain and suffering. But until that end comes, let's preach the good news of Jesus Christ to the entire world. And let's take this world of cold temperatures, and cold faith and hate, and let's bring love and joy and the peace of the gospel of Jesus Christ to this world. Thank you for joining us for 2 Minutes for Glory. I hope you enjoy the cold. Bye-bye.